Yo, ain't no theme music today, or any type of music today, um, except for the intro and the outro, because somebody messed it up. So we're gonna deal with it the best that we can. Yo, it's 6:31. It's 6:31 a.m. and I just got off work. Play the intro. Yes, yes, yes. What's up, everybody? It's your boy CB, aka The Rude Educator. This is WETF, and you are down watching the I Just Got Off Work show. Man, it's Tuesday, April the 19th. I've been gone for a week. Did you miss me? I hope you did. I hope you're here because you missed all of my infinite wisdom on all the different topics that I've been discussing, and now you need that fix of WETF. We are definitely in the building today. Last week was a bit of a break. I took a little break. I know I say I'd be here daily, I'm sticking to that story. Don't mean it's always gonna happen, but I'm doing the best that I can. I mean, understand this is a one man show at this point, so it ain't like I can call in a sub or anything like that. It's got to be me or nothing. And you know, my life is a little bit too hectic for that, especially since this is a non money getting show. This is just me with my webcam, with my microphone in my office, telling y'all what it is, at least in my mind. And so I appreciate anybody stops by, checks me out, drops a comment, kicks me Instagram, DMs, comments, hit me on Twitter, all of that. Because hey, what I'm doing here is experimental, and also it's experimental and it's exploration. So we're gonna run into some bumps, and this morning is a prime example of that. No music, no background music, so we're probably gonna go straight through. I ain't gonna take no breaks because of that. Because I mean, what one would have you do? Just stare at a screen with nothing to hear. That ain't YouTube. YouTube is mostly sound these days because don't nobody want to look at you anyway. But listen to this. Like I said, it's Tuesday, April 19th. It is 6:35 in the morning. And we on WETF with the I Just Got Off Work show. I am your host, CB, aka The Rude Educator. Like I just said, you can hit me up on Instagram, you can hit me up on Twitter, and you can also send me emails to the Rude Educator at gmail.com. I will get back with you ASAP. I'm not waiting until tomorrow. I'm doing it today. As soon as I see that you sent me something, I'm hitting you back. That's how much I care about you. Yo, shout out to one of my day ones, GDI. Hit me up. Hey, charge it to my mind, not my heart, because I ain't been checking no Facebook messages. It's just not cracking right now. Yeah, me and Facebook is not getting along whatsoever. So just keep that in mind. Um, I mean, for real, like what's going on out here? We got a few different things going on. One thing, for instance, is these damn NBA playoffs. Y'all been watching them or what? Y'all been watching the playoffs? Cause I mean, all right. So check this out. I watched, um, I watched the other day, Saturday, and then I was on the road Sunday, so I didn't get a chance to see all those shows. But I watched last night. Man, I need to take a drink in front of this because. All right, so two games on TNT last night. One game was on NBA TV last night. Of course, they had the marquee game between Philadelphia 76ers and they playing who they playing Toronto. Yeah, so I know the first game Maxi kind of got off, uh, and some people had some things to say about that. I don't think Fred Van Fleet is really the authority on who's good or not. I mean, he got a shit with Toronto, right? He got the shit with Toronto. So, he feels like he's an authority, but he still play for a team in Canada, so however you want to look at that. But my main thing about Toronto is, first of all those guys left that you won the championship with. So, you know what I'm saying? Say goodbye to that. You got a few remnants, but for the most part, the guys that brought in the championship, they're gone. So you don't really have anything to stand on so far as that's concerned. And then uh you're playing against this team that thanks for the applause, by the way. You playing, for this skeleton team, and then you playing up against a team that feels they are destined to win a championship. Now, the truth doesn't not get told until until every game is played. But and I'm just looking at some of the stats here from last night's game. I'm just looking at the box from last night. Fred, he was 7 for 23 last night. So not a great percentage from the field. He ended up with 20. He had a few free throws. And his he actually did have he only had 2 free throws and he missed one. His which was his highest shooting percentage was from the line, but he also had a higher percentage from three than he did from from two. So my point is that Fred Van Fleet can really shut the fuck up. Maxie schooled him in that first game. He felt some kind of way about it, and then that's the way he showed up last night. Um, and so while I'm at it, let's see what Maxie actually did last night, shall we? Let's see what Maxie did last night. Maxie, on the other hand, was 8 for 11. He was 3 for 6 from three, with a total of 23 points. So really, when it comes to actual score points, he didn't do too much better. But that plus or minus, though, what that plus or minus look like? Maxie's at a 22. And Fred, poor Fred. Fred's at a negative 17. So, again, Fred Van Fleet, please shut the fuck So that gave Philadelphia a 2-game lead to 0 over Toronto. I don't see this. I don't see this series going any other kind of way. Honestly, unless something drastic happens, Philly's gonna take it. They're probably gonna sweep, and that's just the way. That's just a signal of where Toronto is versus where Philly is right now. I mean, I'm sorry, Joel Embiid is my MVP. And he didn't put up like monster numbers last night. He's 9 for 16. He hit a 3-pointer. He went to the line like he normally do, and did well there. So when a man does a double double, you like it's just another day at the office. You're in trouble. And then we ain't even talked about James Harden yet, who didn't have a spectacular game. He just went in there and did what he had to do, did what he could do, however you want to look at it. Now, the thing that is going to probably keep Philly away from winning the championship is probably going to be the level of intensity from James Harden. It goes up and it goes down. And that's no new mind-blowing concept there. That's just James Harden and how he does things. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is WETF. How we do things is how we do things. How James Harden does things is not how we do things. So, you got one guy I love, other guy not so much, but he's a talented player. I just wish he showed off his talents more often. Put it that way. We actually had an upset last night. The upset was Dallas beating, actually, in a way that they're sized up, Dallas is the favorite. So it was the opposite of upset last night. Utah upset them the first game. But when you don't have your top player in Luka Doncic, that 4 versus 5 rating, you might as well flip that. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, without Luka, Dallas probably falls to like 7 or 8, to be perfectly honest. I mean, that young boy they got, he had a good game last night. So shout out to him. I think he put up 41 and some other things and got him the dub. But Dallas, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good they playing Utah in the first round. Like I said, I kind of thought it was an upset, but I wasn't thinking about the actual standings. I was thinking about who they got to put out there. Just terrible playing from the guys that's supposed to do well. That's supposed to do well for Utah. I know. Who is it? I think Gobert went down or whatever. So that's bad news for them. But I mean, what's this guy's name? Was it Jalen Brunson? Yeah, he went for 41. He had 8 rebounds too. So you know what I'm saying? That ain't no joke either. And then who else was doing? Max Kleber is the other guy that was making noise. You know what I'm saying? Guys that you thought was going to get off, like Trey Burke. He ain't do nothing. Finney ain't do nothing. It's, they got a ragtag bunch. Ain't none of these guys going to the championship, Dallas or Utah. They just kind of, playing out the games they playing, getting some playoff experience, stuff of that nature. But the real squads, they taking it easy right now. Philly taking it easy right now. with Toronto because Toronto ain't got no answer for the MVP. And yes, I'm just calling him MVP right now because that's how I feel about it. And that's gonna be an easy series. And then this next game that I'm about to talk about, which is Golden State versus Denver. Now people been talking about Jokic all year and how it's such a tight race between him and Embiid. But then when you get to the playoffs, which ain't got nothing to do with the regular season MVP, right? But I think it's pretty glaringly obvious that Embiid is clearly the better player. Now, Philly ain't got to play a team like Golden State, right? But, Denver's not number 2 seed? I got to get these seeds straight in my head because I'm all over the place with it. Okay, so Philly's number 4 seed and Denver's number 6. So, when you look at it that way, it's a little bit closer, but Philly is dominating their 6, whereas they're dominating on number 5 team, whereas Denver can't do anything with the number 3 squad in the West. Yes, there's a big difference between number 3 in the West and number 4 in the East. So they should be having more of a battle actually, but there's not. I think that Denver is missing some key people. They're missing Murray. So that right there puts them in a different category. But Golden State is on fire. I mean, when you talk about a guard coming out and putting up 30 in the first game and then coming back and pretty much did he get 30 this game? I got it. See, I should have did my research before I started my stream, but I just got off work and I don't be having time to do all of that. So you got to bear with me for a little bit. But the point is, you got a team with a young guy like Jordan Poole leading the way on not just a team full of veterans. Honestly, they're not even a team full of veterans anymore. They got their guys. But he ain't supposed to be, the top guy. He's not the top guy. But he's playing like the top guy because Golden State provides an environment where, hey, if you play hard, you go out there, you work hard, you put in the reps, you do the things that's necessary, you're going to have success with your squad. It's that simple. And that's what he's doing. And it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. And I know, oh my God, the memes the one meme that came out with the NBA embracing the Warriors like that, oh my God. Please take that meme and post it on Pinterest somewhere because nobody cares. Okay? The Warriors, yes, they are bandwagoners' favorite. They are phenomenally. When you talk about chemistry, team chemistry, one of the most important elements to winning a championship. Name another team that's got chemistry like this year's Warriors. I mean, they already had camaraderie between their big 3 or their top 3 players, or however you want to name the Draymond, Clay, Steph contingent that's ushered in an era of success in the Bay. Not to leave out Iggy. We know you're doing your thing, Iggy. Hope you get better for the next game. But those three guys, not even what everybody's talking about. Steph put up 34. It's just like Embiid. Like you expect him to put up 30 a game. But Jordan Poole is like Steph Jr. out there, which is saying a lot because you got a whole Klay Thompson out there too. And let's not forget, Klay Thompson ain't playing shabby. He never has. He never will. This is the year that they make that push. Yeah. You talk about Memphis. Oh, they lost their first game, huh? Yeah. Then there's Phoenix. Now, if the Western Conference Finals come down to Golden State versus Phoenix, that is must watch television. I don't see Phoenix having any problems with New Orleans. Who else we got out there? The Utah Dallas series is really for them because when they come out of that, whoever come out of that, look, my point here is this, okay? It's going to come down to Golden State and Phoenix being the top two teams. Now, the question is, when do they play? Let me get back to my bracket real quick because I gotta look at this because here's the thing. It was a lot of speculation about people dropping games so they could match up with this. They get this matchup or that one, right? But at the end of the day, do you really want to go up against the team that is best early when you fresh? Or do you want to go up against them later when you've been worn out? I don't know. See, that's one of those questions. That's one of those things that comes up and make people think that it's, some kind of conspiracy or something going on. So that's why you got to look at that part of it too. And so in the next round, if Golden State and Phoenix both win, then they'll be playing other people. Golden State will be playing Memphis and Minnesota, and Phoenix will be playing Dallas and Utah. I don't see Phoenix having a problem with either one of those teams, Dallas or Utah. Now, what could be interesting is having Golden State go up against Memphis, who's got a relatively young team, and Minnesota, who's got a relatively young team. But here's the kicker on that. Golden State has already got a 2-0 lead over Denver. And they're likely going to sweep Denver. Denver might get a game, maybe. But the way they handled them in those first two games, they're going to have to do some real soul searching for that to happen. Memphis has got a young team. Minnesota's got a young team. It's probably not going to be a sweep either way. It's definitely not going to be a sweep for Memphis because they already lost one. And I don't see it being a sweep for Minnesota either, no matter how much shit Pat Beverly talks. Okay? So that game is probably going to go 6 games. Probably not 7, but it's going to go 6. By the time they get done beating up on each other, now they got to go play the Golden State Warriors. Not a great way to go into the second round. I mean, beat up, tired, all of that. you're probably not going to do too well against Golden State and their surprisingly young squad. So, at the end of the day, you're probably going to have Golden State versus Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals. And that's going to be the series to watch because I think we watched them go up against each other in the regular season, and it was wow. And then we're going to watch them go up against each other in the postseason. I expect it to be even wilder. There are two teams that both want that ship really, 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 really bad. And when that happens in the NBA playoffs, as a fan, you better just sit back and watch. Especially in this case where my dog is not in the fight. But speaking of my dog, my team doesn't play till Wednesday. So they get a break. They got a break last night. They get a break tonight. And come back and play the world champion Milwaukee Bucks. Now that first game, the Bulls didn't do so hot. And it's a good chance they won't do so hot on Wednesday either. But if they can get a game in, maybe 2 games against the champs, then that gives them a little weight, for the, summer transactions, things of that nature. I got hope for them to come back next year stronger than they did this year. And that's all I can say about that because Chicago, as good as they've been, as much excitement as they've brought back to the Bulls fandom, it is not looking too hot for us and the remainder of these playoffs. And that's just a realization. That's just, you know what I'm saying? I just got to keep it real. I got to keep it 100, right? The Bulls not doing so hot. So we're going to see them maybe back next year with some improvements, some additions, hopefully, no subtractions. You got to have a couple of subtractions if you want the good additions, but you know what I'm saying, right? We definitely want them to come back and be hot. So that's where I'm at with them. Now, those other series out east, the Brooklyn series. Now let's keep in mind, Brooklyn had to play into the playoffs, right? They had to play the play tournament, and they won. So they ended up with the 7th seed. But oh my God, they got to play a Boston team that is also determined and on the rise. Boston hit their elevation period this season right at the right time. If you notice, when Boston started getting better, a lot of the other elite teams in the conference started getting worse. So the fact that their play started to come together at the time that it did, and they actually got, into their groove towards right at the end of the season to get them to number 2, because the East Conference was crazy during that last few weeks, right? It was like everybody would got to be number 1. All of those top 4 teams got to be number 1 somewhere up in there. And Boston ended up at number 2. And so now they get to play, that first game, you can say, okay, Brooklyn was tired. The second game, you can't say that one of them got an advantage no more, you can still say that, but nah. Everybody went home, got some rest. Everybody going to come back fresh. on Wednesday and see what it do. Now, that last game, that first game, it wasn't a handily, Boston didn't come through and just demolish Brooklyn like that. They they had to get that last second shot. There was a little luck involved. Um, Shout out to the coach for letting them play it though, play it out, and not trying to set up something. He said something real interesting. He said, "I still had time to make the call, you know, call the timeout," and it's true. And that's a sign of a good coach. It's only his first year, number 2 seed in the conference. Not bad, right? I mean, yeah, he had a squad to work with, obviously. He had some players to work with. Shout out to Marcus Smart for getting defensive player of the year. Some controversy behind that one. Not everybody thinks that he deserves it. Some people think that he cried for it. I think he deserves it. I'm a Marcus Smart fan. I've been a Marcus Smart fan. I like the way he plays. I like the relentless way he plays the game. I wish more players these days played like Marcus Smart. So it's no surprise that he would get DPOY only because of his intensity. And that's what a defensive player, is supposed to give you, is that intensity. That's not even, honestly, that shouldn't even be a numbers, that shouldn't even be a numbers award. Because, I mean, yeah, blocks, steals, stuff like that. But most of the stuff that makes you a great defensive player is not on the stat sheet. So people that are trying to compare numbers, that's not an analytical award. You got to get that to the guy that's out there hustling. You know what I'm saying? Diving for those balls that's headed out of bounds that he already called the turnover on. I'm just trying to get possession now. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, if you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't watch the game, well, you probably on some, whatever the F. But understand what I'm saying. Marcus Smart deserved that award. So shout out to him. Shout out to Boston Celtics with that number 2 seed. So who else we got? We done talked about the Bulls. We done talked about Philly. And we done talked about Boston. So who we talked about? Miami. Now, if you sleep on Miami, I'm gonna need to call Dat Brown and get you to wake up. All right. Miami is not playing around. They're the number 1 seed in the East. They've been waiting all year to get their whole team healthy. They finally got Butler back. They got, Lowry back. Oladipo still MIA. Is a Bio Bam? Is Bam playing, right? Yeah. I love Bam. Also, defensively minded. But Miami, we seen the blow up between Butler and Haslam, who've been playing forever. You know what I'm saying? If you got kids that's older than Haslam, your kid's grown. Or I should say, if you got kids older than Haslam, your ass is old. But what I'm saying is, if you got kids that's older or that's been alive longer than Haslam been playing, then them kids grown. You got grown kids. And you probably about my age or older. So that's how long Haslam been playing. He been playing since before the first time they won the championship in Miami. And he played through the Shaq years. He played through the Big 3 years, and he's still there. I don't know why they don't just make him a coach, but he's still a player. So, I guess he ain't reached coach status yet. He's still enjoying being a player, and he needs some big pun lyrics in his life or something. Anyway, my point is, Haslam been there a long time. Butler is, compared to him, the new kid on the block, but Butler is the leader of the squad. And so I don't know, if that's an ongoing thing, if that's just something that happened at one time. But like I said before, when it came to Golden State Warriors, chemistry is so important on your squad. And if you can't get that chemistry right, you'll end up sitting at home. Ask the Knicks. Ask the Lakers. Two squads that were supposed to be in these playoffs, and they're sitting at home. So, something to think about. Like I said, I think the Warriors have great chemistry. I think Phoenix has great chemistry on their squad, and a team that I would rather not say this about, but I got to because it's true. Milwaukee's got great chemistry. Their chemistry is from the idea that nobody on that squad thinks that they're better than Giannis. Okay? Everybody knows who the top dog is. So that makes it so much easier to play your role when you know you're not the top dog. These other teams, they got guys struggling, or going up against each other trying to be the top dog. When you got a team or you got a player like Giannis, there's no dispute. You got a team like Golden State, there's no dispute who the top player is. Phoenix, Chris Paul has crowned Devin Booker the leader of that team. He came in last year just to do that, basically. Just to give those younger guys confidence to do what they can do. That's why it's important to have a mixture of younger players and older players. Because if you got a bunch of old guys, you ain't going to have the energy. And then if you got a bunch of young guys, you ain't going to have the wisdom. You need a mixture of both, in my humble basketball opinion, whatever it's worth. But that's how I'm looking at it. I uncovered all the games in the struggle fashion, but that's where I'm seeing these playoffs going right now, and I'm gonna be watching as usual because I love my NBA playoffs. I already got sentimental about that the other day, so I'm not gonna do that again. But just know that I'm watching. It is 7:08. We are still on WETF with the I Just Got Off Work show. I am your host, CB, a.k.a. The Rude Educator. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter. At least one of the two. And if you can't do any of one of those, what you're going to do? You're going to send me an email at therudeeducator@gmail.com. I will hit you back asaptually. Just call me Ferg. Not Rocky. ASAP Ferg. Energy guy. Rocky, he got energy. But ain't nobody got that energy like, put in work. Work. You know the song, damn it. Anyway, what else we got to talk about this morning? See, I took a few days off. Make sure I had some things to talk about instead of y'all just staring at me and me going, what else? And I don't not like that, but I said I was gonna be here every day, so that's kind of the burden, And you ain't gotta watch me every day, but I at least like a shout out, say what's up, Go to the merch store, get some merch or something, get something, The merch stores. This is where people get that messed up. A merch store is a place where you can kill two birds with one stone. A merch store is where you can show your support and also get something fly for yourself at the same time. This is what I'm saying. I don't know about other people's merch store, but you see this? This is straight out the merch store. Is this fly or not? If you don't think this is fly, not because it's my merch. No, that's not what I'm saying. This is fly. I'm saying this is fly because it's fly. And I know fly. Okay? I don't just look like a fly. I know fly. This It's fly. It's hell. And did I tell you? We got matching bags. We got the bag to match. So you need to be out here stunting on them. Everything match. We got the bags. We got the hoodies. We got the coffee cups. And if it ain't enough room for you in this bag, we got the duffel bag that I showed you previous episodes. So get in that merch store. Get something nice for yourself. Get something nice for your loved ones. Because life is too short not to. All right. Anyway, that's my advertisement for the WETF merch store. Straight up though, it's some nice merch. I would not be wearing it if it was not. I wear this hoodie. I'm expecting to get the t-shirt pretty soon, but I wear this hoodie out. Everybody be like, "Oh man, that's pretty fly. Where you get that from?" And then that's where I put the smile on and say, "My merch store." Anyway, that's enough of that. Hey, I gotta say real quick before we get out of here. R.I.P. to DJ K Slay. Man, it's not enough time for me to talk about all the things that K Slay has done for the culture of hip hop. The things that he's done for a lot of rappers. It's a lot of rappers that you would have never heard of if it wasn't for K Slay. So, peace to him, peace to the God. You know what I'm saying? Returning to the essence. He had that battle with COVID, and he fought long and hard, but he finally succumbed to it. And he was loved by many. So, if you got some of that old K Slay, and when you got some time to look it up and stream some of that old K Slay, some of that new K Slay. That's the thing about K Slay, man. He was still making joints up to the end. So there's plenty as a DJ, as a mixtape DJ, mix show DJ, he put a lot of people on different songs, just putting them out there. And he's been doing it for a long time. Somebody posted the Star Wars promo. If you're a true hip hop head and you know what Star Wars is about, he supposedly was on the cover of that. So, man, just peace to all that years of influence and everybody whose life he's touched in the culture and beyond. I mean, somebody even brought up Straight Stunting magazine, which is something that he pretty much started later on in his career, but hell, that's been going on for about 20 years now. So it's always devastating to lose somebody that's influential in the culture. But K Slay is one of the most influential in the culture, and I don't think people are gonna really recognize that fact until now that he's gone, and which is what people always say. I know everybody always say that when we lose somebody, but I think for K Slay it's probably truer. It's probably truer than most. So, peace to the God, peace to K Slay, and shout out to Gilbert Gottfried too, who we also lost. It's a different. They came from two different worlds, but I can honestly say that Gilbert Gottfried was, he had that influence too. He was definitely on my list of people that if I got a chance to meet him, I'm asking for the autograph. I'm probably asking him a couple questions about their career because Gilbert was that guy. So peace to them both, man. Rest in paradise. Rest in peace. So I had to say that before we moved on because we only got a few more minutes at 7:16. Did a little traveling, while I was off. It's always a good idea to get out of the environment that you're used to, even if you already travel a lot, like maybe for business or what have you, do some things that are just strictly for recreation. Don't let, the joy and happiness of being around um, something different pass you by. I know, especially as we get older, you kind of stick to the same, uh, avenues and things that you're used to. But, you know, variety is the spice of life, right? So getting out there, seeing something a little different than what you actually used to, man, it can change your whole mind state sometimes, Um, you ain't gotta go far. I mean, we went about an hour away to Cincinnati, had a good time. Uh, always have a good time in the Natty. In Ohio, period. Shout out to Ohio, period. But you know, staying out there, being around different types of people, it's good for you. We ain't go to Papa Do's, which is what a lot of people love to do when they go to Cincinnati. We actually went to Smash Burger, which I always thought we had a Smash Burger here, but I could be mistaken. I might have to find it if we do. Um, but yeah, Smash Burger was dope. The fries was dope. The chicken tenders was even better. And of course, the burger was super smashable. Had a brisket burger. Barbecue brisket burger was on point. And man, just a great experience going over there this weekend. Um, some of my favorite places to travel while we on the topic. First, top of the list right now, Las Vegas. That's changed over the years. I went to Las Vegas. My parents had us in Las Vegas when we were little kids, and even though I enjoyed myself, I wasn't like itching to get back. Took a trip with my wife, after we were married for a few years. Oh my God! Ever since then, it's just been I got to get back. Every time I leave, I'm like I got to get back. I love it out there because a lot like me, they 24 hours, pretty much all the time. So that's my that's my you know if there's a place that can be kindred spirit, or however you want to look at that, it's Las Vegas for me. It's just a wow. Um, it ain't as wild as it used to be, but it's just a place that you can go and pretty much be yourself. And they open 24 hours, so you can always find a bar to, slip into, what have you. Just my kind of place. Similar to that, New York City. Same reasons, but I know New York been kind of funny due to everything's been funny due to the pandemic and everything. But I need to get back to New York uh, quickly as possible because I miss it out there too. East Coast flavor. Go when it's warmer. Don't do like I did last time and go for my birthday in January. It's not the same. It's not as inviting during those colder months as it is when it's warmer outside. Just shout out to the whole Now YC for just having authentic people that ain't afraid to speak their mind. I love all of that about that city and a lot of the other places that I go. And just to round off the list, um, so I haven't been to a whole lot of places out of the country. Only been to Canada, Mexico, and Jamaica. And Jamaica is probably my favorite at this point because of when you go there and just being around all those black people. it's, I mean, I'm from Gary, Indiana, which is, predominantly black already, but it's different going to a country that's like that, and everybody is just black. Like, everybody is just black. Everywhere you go, everybody is black. And then, you know, it just gives you a sense of pride in a way to know that it's, a whole country out here that's striving and surviving that way. I mean, it's just a great experience to see that and to have that around you. So, peace to Jamaica, peace to Now Why, peace to Vegas. Some of my favorite places to go. Places that I need to go. Top of the list is South Africa. I want to be specific because people always say I want to go to Africa, and it's such a huge continent. You got to be specific, and even me saying South Africa, that's a pretty big place as well. I think I need to shout out to my sister-in-law who spent many, many years over there as a missionary. She's finally back stateside, but her biggest recommendation is Cape Town, and I think that's where I'm gonna go. The homie got family in Nigeria, and he said that Laos. I hope I'm getting that right. Laos is the place to be. So I gotta check them out, and there's a couple other places in the continent that I know I want to go, but probably on those first couple of trips, it's definitely gonna be places that I know I should go. And then the only other place that I would want to go that's not Africa is some more of the islands, Barbados for one, and then the Bahamas for two. Same reason I like Jamaica. Any of those islands where they took slaves and dropped them off, and now the island is full of black people, and so many of the English Commonwealth nations are starting to rise up and wake up and realize that they ain't got to be part of the Commonwealth no more. So they probably even more of a joy to visit. That's really where I'm at this point. I'm not big on trying to get to Europe. You know, I know it's some stuff to see there, but that just ain't on my priority list at this point. I got other places I'm trying to get to before I go to Europe, and I will eventually get over to Europe. But right now, it's all about that diaspora. Am I even saying that right? Somebody need to let me know how to say that. Diaspora. I'm messing that all up, but somebody I know it's a lot of smart people that come on here and see this. So if you smarter than me, which is most of you, then let me know how to say that correctly. I want to get that right. It is 7:24. We are coming up on an hour, and I'm not gonna go over it because, like I said, I gotta save the content for the next day or the next show. Or if I only got 5 minutes, ain't no need for me to extend it to another half an hour, or whatever. Talking about it, I can talk about that tomorrow. Cause I just got off work. Okay, I'm not trying to spend all day talking into this camera. Right, I'm trying to go off and get some things cracking. But tomorrow we will. I'm glad I did mention tomorrow, because tomorrow we will be celebrating 420. Now, if you notice, I put this deep into the episode. So unless you're one of those people that clicks around, you're probably not going to see this. Shout out to anybody that is peeping this, and then there's people me talk about how I'm celebrating 420 tomorrow. I guess that cough ain't as mysterious no more, huh? But anyway, we will be celebrating with some of the goodies that were acquired uh, during the Ohio trip. Ohio has decriminalized marijuana in their state. At least that's what the natives told me. You know, when the natives tell you what's going on, well, I should say, when the natives tell me what's going on, I'm less likely to do my own research because I'm like, well, they know they live here, right? But I think I need to start doing my own research just because I just got to be on the safe side. You know what I'm saying? As a connoisseur, nothing pleases me more than being able to go into a legitimate business and purchase my goods. Did the same thing in Illinois a couple of weeks ago. Ordered online, drove up, let them know what I was there for. They pointed me in the right direction, handed over my money, got my goods. I was out. I almost felt like I was breaking the law, even though everything I did was perfectly legal. Storefront, right on the Ave, nice neighborhood. It wasn't even in the hood. It was just it was such a beautiful experience. You know? Let me just take a moment for this beautiful experience. Hey, you know what? As a matter of fact, can we get some applause for a beautiful moment? Probably not. Probably not. Everything at WETF is janky. Not everything. Because you got the host with the most. My name is CB, by the way. Some people call me the Rude Educator. You can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can send me emails. There's my applause. You can send me emails to my Gmail, therudeeducator@gmail.com. I will get back with you as soon as possible. And the number one way for you to get with me is to leave a comment below this video or below any of the videos. Check out the playlist for the Wu-Tang spoiler reviews. That's up. Some of my best work, I can say, my early work. I don't know how you want to put that. But we're going to get into some, we're going to get, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get into some real stuff because I've been working on developing more things for us to do on the I Just Get Off Work show. And I'm really feeling it. I'm really feeling the ideas that's coming up. So I can't wait to share that with y'all. So we'll do that soon. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you go check out Batman or The Batman on HBO Max. It landed yesterday on Monday. So you'll be able to watch that from home. I think they probably do it like they normally do it. Like, you know, you watch it for a few weeks, then they take it off and then put it back on, whatever. I tried to watch it yesterday. It's 3 hours long. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. But I'll get through it one of these days and let you know how I feel about it. I did not get a chance to watch Tommy, a.k.a. Power Book 4 Force. Whatever they, man, I don't know why they did that. Just call it what it is, and it's Tommy. But it was the season finale. I heard a couple of things, and I try to ignore the spoilers when I see them. But if what I heard is true, I'm gonna be mad disappointed. But I'll holler at y'all about that tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Period. It's 7:30, so you know that's all the time I got. Again, my name is CB, aka the Rude Educator. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, Gmail, YouTube, wherever you find me. If you got my number, hit me up. You know, my number ain't changed in years. Hit me up. Let me know how you doing. Love to hear from you. We're going to get on out of here, man. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. One love. Peace.